Hey guys, Chris Fayte with Cheat the Game. I want to talk today about another way maybe to get around these integrity checks in some of these games. I'm going to be doing Assassin's Creed Unity again. And last time you remember I showed you a way that, if you got tons of integrity checks, being beginners or to intermediate levels, it's something that you really have to learn how to bypass these things. It is kind of easy, but I still am in the process of learning it myself, so it's not something I can really jump into head first and just show you how to do manual bypasses yet. But we are going to be getting into that very, very soon. But last time I showed you how to get around these things by using pointers, and if you use pointers, I know how unstable they are, and we do not like to use pointers unless we just absolutely have to. But that is a way around integrity checks. But also, Cheat Engine has a function. Now, I got 6.5.1 up right now, but I do not know if it has been updated or if it even works with the 6.6 yet. So I do know it works with 6.5.1, so I'm going to be using Stealth Edit with 6.5.1 for right now until I've further tested it with 6.6. I haven't really done that yet. I do use the 6.6 for other game hacks, just straightforward, but Stealth Edit as it is, excuse me, is already a little bit buggy here and there, and usually the more that they upgrade Cheat Engine, then they need to upgrade the plugins that come with it. So for right now, I want to keep it on 6.5.1 while we study and take a look at Stealth Edit. But what Stealth Edit is, it's another way around integrity checks, and basically what it does is this: it creates a copy of the memory that you're wanting to manipulate. It makes a copy of the original bytes, of the original structure, and then we can go modify the copy version instead, and the integrity check continues to read the regular version. So there's basically two different copies of that same function in memory. The integrity check's reading an untouched copy, the game's reading the modified copy. And it does all that work for us. So that's what we're going to be looking at today. I'm going to go ahead and bring up Assassin's Creed Unity, and what I want to do the first time through, I'm going to show you what it does when we do like a regular code injection, show you how it crashes us down because of the integrity checks, and then I'm going to show you how we can get around that using Stealth Edit. Also, I did link down there in the description where you can download the Stealth Edit plugin. Like I say, I do not know if it works on the 6.6. You can certainly give it a try and see, but for right now I'm only using 6.5.1. I do know it works on that, and that's where I'm going to teach it at. Okay, so I'll be right back with you. Let me bring everything up. Okay, let's get up somewhere where we turn my controller on. Sorry about that. Let's get up somewhere that we can manipulate something. What I'm going to do is do like blades or something like that, just something easy. So I'm just going to do like just regular phantom blades for right now. So, and the way we do it, and I'm going to show you what we normally do and show you how the integrity checks just does not allow us to do any type of a code injection. So we know that I got, how many do I have? 9. Okay. So I'm just going to find it like normal, like we normally do. Just regular, straight up, finding values. Alright, let's go ahead and spin one out. Down to 8. Clear some of that out. I know it's all the way down here. That should be it, but let me test it. I'm going to put it back on 9 for stop it. I think that's it. Yep, that's it. See, it went back to 9. It's just hanging at 9. We can just shoot away. So good. We can go ahead and get rid of the rest of it. We know that's the internal code. So let's go ahead and find out what writes to this address. And we use VEH debugger. Now, I've talked about this in the past, and people still have trouble saying, well, it crashes down when I attach the debugger. Well, what you need to do is bring up a fresh cheat engine, because it will not change debuggers while the game is attached to it. So you'll have to bring up a whole new cheat engine, go to Edit, Settings, and then you have debugger options, and here's your options down here. Use VEH debugger, use Windows debugger, or use kernel mode, and that's if you can use DBVM, which is only available for Intel CPUs. I have an AMD, so I can't use that, so I only have choice of these two. But VEH normally works for most of these higher end games that do have the anti-debuggers in them. So, but we're using VEH, which does just fine for this game. So we're going to find out what's writing to our Phantom Blades address. There we go. We see here that the registry of EDI is carrying the new value. If we look down here, I don't think it's down here. Yeah, it is. RDI, which is the same thing. This is just a I think the 4-byte version. This is the 64-bit version. This is the 32-bit, but they're the same registry actually. So it's carrying the 8 and moving it into the offset of 28, and the base address being RBX. And we see here that RBX is the base address of our address. Okay. So let's go ahead and bring that up in the memory view, and that's what we normally do when we make a normal cheat. Is we take a look, see what's bringing down the information. We see here that this is a conditional move. Sneaky Mofo gave a great lesson on conditional moves. When you see a C move and then like an A or NE behind it, that's a conditional move. See, Sneaky Mofo gave a great lesson on that. It only moves if the criteria is met, and the condition is it has to be above. It has a compare right above it. If you see EDI, it's comparing that to EAX. If it is above, it's going to move EAX into EDI. So, and come down here, and this is where it writes our new value to our address. But we're just going to manipulate it where we normally do, and we're going to do it via just a regular code injection, not an AOB this time. I'm just going to do it. We need to go ahead and add our enable and disable like we normally do. And what we're going to do is I'm going to show you it crashing down like it normally does with integrity checks, and then we're going to come modify this very same script to where it stealth edits and we can get the cheat to work and bypass the integrity check. And we just make sure this is jumping to new mem, so it's going to start here. It starts at this address, so it's going to come here and receive the command jump to new mem. It's going to jump up here. There's going to be nothing up here, and it's going to go down to original code, and this is where we modify it. So what we're going to do is we're just going to modify EDI, and we'll just have it move 99 into it. 63 is the hex of 99, so just move 99 into EDI. EDI will move that 99 into our address. So let's go ahead and assign that to the current cheat table. We can go ahead and stop this. We don't need that anymore. And we're going to say infinite phantom blades. Okay, so when we go back to our game, let's make sure that our other one is off. Is it going down? Yeah, it went down to 7. So let's, okay, so we got our code. Let's go ahead and turn it on. And boom, see that? The anti-hacks, the integrity check said, nope, those bytes been manipulated, crash them down. So now we got to figure out a way around that. And that's what we're going to be doing next. I'm going to introduce you to stealth edit. Hey guys, welcome back. Let me get back to where I previously was. We're going to modify that code injection so it can bypass that integrity check so we can use our cheat. Alright, let's go ahead and put Blaze back on. Very good. Alright, first off, for what we need to do here, now we saw that when we originally, now I have not attached the game back to Cheat Engine yet, okay, or attached Cheat Engine to the game yet. First, what you want to do is you want to go ahead and make sure that your plugin, your Stealth Edit plugin, is up and Cheat Engine is using it. So I do have that link down in the description. I use my own personal MediaFire. It's the very same Stealth Edit plugin that I'm using right here in this video. You're more than welcome to it, or you can go to the Cheat Engine website and get it from there as well. But what you need to do is when you download the plugin, whichever way you choose, You need to unzip it to your Cheat Engine folder, which is usually in Program Files 86, and you see your version of Cheat Engine. Just go to that folder and you'll see a plugins folder, and just unzip it into right there. And you'll see Stealth Edit has been set into the plugins, but you still need Cheat Engine to use it. So before attaching the game to Cheat Engine, I recommend going to Edit Settings, and you need to go to Plugins. You see mine's already active, but how you do it is you click over here to Add New. Then you'll navigate to that Cheat Engine folder that I just showed you, to the plugins folder, and you have two different DLLs. Now the i386 DLL is for 32-bit games. The 86 underscore 64 is for the 64-bit games. Assassin's Creed Unity is a 64-bit game, so we need to use this particular DLL here. Make sure you get the correct one for the type of game you have, or it will not work. Okay? So let's go ahead and open that up. And it says plugin is already loaded. I already have it in there. And it'll load it up right into here. And you'll see that box will be unchecked marked. Make sure to check it. Click OK. And now we can go ahead and attach the game to Cheat Engine. Okay, so now that we have the plugin installed into Cheat Engine, now we're ready to go ahead and adjust our code to bypass this integrity check with the Stealth Edit. So we need to know two different new commands, which is Stealth Edit and Stealth Edit X. Now I don't really know the difference between the two. It seems like Stealth Edit X seems to scan faster for me, so I try to look up information on it, and there's just absolutely none that I could find anyway. So if anybody knows the difference between the commands of Stealth Edit and Stealth Edit X, please feel free to leave them in the comments. I'm sure we'd all love to hear it. But for right now, they seem to do the exact same thing, so it don't really matter. I'm using Stealth Edit X, so we're going to go ahead and put that in there. What this does, it activates the plugin, and it does all this hard work for us, in which it will create a copy of these original bytes in this particular place in memory. Let's go ahead and go to it, memory view. It will make a copy of all these bytes, and it will store it somewhere else in memory. It'll make a copy, and then it'll keep these bytes the same. These bytes will remain the same, and when the integrity check comes down to make sure that these bytes have not been messed with in any way, it'll just keep going on its merry way and everything's good. However, we will point the game to go to our copy version, and that's where we do all our modifications, is on the copy. So the game is going to be going to a different spot in memory, while the integrity check stays in this spot. So that's what Stealth Edit does. Now eventually, like I said earlier, I'd like to go into doing these manually without the use of a Stealth Edit plugin, just so we can make one ourselves if we need to. I just want to do a little more research on it before I just dive into it. It's not really hard, but you know, I definitely want to do a little more research into it before I actually present it, and we will be getting into that very soon. You have my word. But for right now, Stealth Edit does all that work for us, so we don't have to do it. All we need to do is just tell it what to do. So that's what we're going to do. So remember here that this is our address, or excuse me, our opcode that we want to manipulate, so we cannot change this particular byte structure. So Stealth Edit is going to make a new place in memory, and I just want it to copy the original, so I'm going to call it original. You can call it whatever you want, but I'm going to call it original, and it's at this address. So let's go ahead and put that. Let me get rid of this. I don't like all these screens up in my way. Okay, and then we need to tell Stealth Edit how many pages it wants us to copy of the original. And I'm just going to put one page, just one page, just one little page section of code. You can put 2, 3, however big you want. We'll get into stuff like that later, but considering it's just these little opcodes right here, we only need just a little section copied. Okay, so we got to make some modifications in our script itself. So what Stealth Edit's going to do is going to copy the original bytes. It's going to set it to a new place. We want it to copy at these locations here, and just do one little page of it in that section where this address is located. Okay, so that's what we got so far. So we've already got our cheat. However, if we do nothing, it's still going to set it at this address. and it's going to put a jump. Let's go back. It's going to put a jump right here. We cannot put that jump right here. We need to put our jump in our newly copied area. So we have to direct the game and cheat engine, everything but the integrity check. We need to direct it to the copy that's going to be made. So this is how we're going to do it. First off, I like to go ahead and register a symbol for our allocated memory. That way we can use it outside of cheat engine. Now this allocated memory is just for the cheat itself. It's not for the copy that's going to be created. That's going to be in another section. Okay, so there's actually 3 different sections that's going to come into play here. There's the original, which the integrity check is going to read. There's the copy, which we're going to modify, and then our cheat itself, which is in a newly allocated memory as well. But I'm going to show you all this, so don't worry. And also, well, I do need to register another symbol, but I need to create a label for that new place. This is where our new copy is going to be stored. It's just at this label that we create here, okay? And we need to call it something. I like to call it something store because that's the only thing that seems to work for me for some reason. I don't know what the deal is with that, but I'm just going to name it like B store for blade storage, you know. And this is just where the copy of the original is going to be placed at, okay, at this address, and it's just going to copy that page to that address in memory all the way down. And I'm going to show you that, and we want to register a symbol for that so we can use it outside of the script. Alright, and we need to modify these things down here. This is the original location. We've already changed that name of this location, and we've already changed the name of it to original. So let's just go ahead and use original. But what we need to do is we need to hook it to the new place we want our copy stored at. And so this is where our copy is going to be. We want the original that's copied to be stored here. And it's going to be assigned an address, and this is where we do our modifications on the copy. So when we change it back, we can't change back the address because that's original. That's where the original one was. We need to change the copied version right here. Does that make sense? I'm going to show you that. I'm going to show you all this. So we store that back, and that's just going to be at our copied location. So actually we're just hooking that to the original, and that's going to direct the game from the original to our storage location. However, it's not going to affect the integrity check because our integrity check is not actually performing the functions. It's just reading the bytes. Okay? And like I said, I hope I haven't confused you, but I'm going to show you this, and you might want to watch this a couple of times, and you'll say, okay, I get it. It's not really hard stuff, okay? So let's go ahead and go to this place in memory, and let's see what it does. I want to go ahead and click OK. I think I got everything I need. No, I need to unregister the symbols. Hang on. Always unregister and deallocate anything that you put in there. So let's unregister the symbols. Just stick an un in front of it. Alright, let's see what I got wrong here. Wait a minute, what did it say? What, line 5? I don't know why that's... Oh. Maybe I can't call that original. Maybe it's getting confused with this one. How about Blade original? How's that? Will that unconfuse it? Yeah. I guess because I called that original, it associated with that. You got me on that one. But that seems to do okay. So be careful naming it something that's already in a label. Sometimes it has a problem with that. So I think that's the problem I was having with the store thing. So Like I said, it's got a few little bugs in it here and there, so I guess that's one of them. But I think it was just confusing that with this, and so it didn't understand. So name it something else, and we're good to go. So let's go ahead and click OK. And let's go to the spot in memory view and see what it does. Okay, so here's our code right here that we're modifying. So we want to go ahead and turn it on. Let's take a look, see what happens. Okay, now take a look. You see everything just turned blue. What it did, it made a copy. It separates the copy. It makes this one blue, and then our copy is going to be green. But take a look over here. You see here that little arrow, and now it's pointing to a place in memory that our copy has been stored to. Right here. This is where it's directing the game. That's that label we created, if you remember, of B store. Right here. Our original is the blue right here, that integrity check's reading, and we hooked it to, or we hooked the B store to the original actually, but this is where our copy is located. This is why we hooked it to direct the game to that place in memory. Okay, so let's go take a look at it, and we're going to use that address to 4BCE1DDE. So let's go take a look at our copy now. What did it do? So we go to address, and we can go ahead and 140 CE 1DDE, and let's go to that location. Wait a minute, I didn't put that in there right. My fault. B, Chris. That'd have took us to God knows where, wouldn't it? Okay, so now this should take us to our copy, and take a look here. You see that jump to new mem. Now see, this is another place in memory. As you see, here is all the memory locations, and it took us to that place, and we got it hooked back to the original copy, as you see here. Okay, so it just put another place in memory, and now we made our cheat. So if we turn our cheat off, you see it comes back, but it's only modifying our copied version. This is where our game is going to be coming to perform our instructions. And now we modify the copy version, and we want to follow that to our new mem, and here's our cheat. So it's like 3 different places: the original, the copy, and the cheat. Okay, so let's go see if it works. We got it turned on right now, so if all is well, we should be able to have 99 phantom blades. So let's just go. Boom, look at that. Look at that. I don't know if this is a shared opcode. We can certainly test it and see. Does it modify our berserk blades too? Oh, look at that. 99 berserk blades. How about smoke bombs? Does it affect those, or is that a different location? Let's take a look. No, it doesn't modify that, so we'd have to get codes for that too, but we could use stealth edit for that as well. So, but as you see, we have infinite berserker blades, probably gun too. Let's take a look at that. Let's try. I don't know if that works the same way or not. When it reloads, boom, look at that. So as you see, now the integrity check does not check our modified copy. It's checking the original bytes of where it originally was stored at, and we can go ahead and cheat the copy all we want, make modifications to our copy, and we can use our cheats. But that's a basic rundown of stealth edit, and I'm sure there may be some better ways to explain it, but you know, I figure it best just to show you and just take you to these places, just to give you a better understanding. And I promise later on in the future we will be doing these things without the use of Stealth Edit. We're going to be doing the exact same things, but since we do have the Stealth Edit plugin, it does all the work for us. My hat's off to the guys that created it. Thank you so much. Also, if you don't mind, come check us out at the Facebook channel page, the CTG Facebook channel page. We've got a bunch of great game hackers that hang out there. I really encourage you, if you do have questions, to come post your questions there. You'll probably get attention and help a lot quicker on the Facebook channel. It's really hard for me to keep up with all the messages that are sent on YouTube, and I'm sorry, sometimes I just can't get to all of them. There's just too many, and I apologize about that. And I'm not trying to single anybody out, or I'm not trying to push anybody to the side. I try to get to every one of them, but it's just humanly impossible. But that's why I created the page, so you have a place to come to, ask your questions, come learn a lot. Plus, we have a lot of fun there too, so we'd really love to have you. Also, come check my friends out over at guidedhacking.com. That's guidedhacking.com. They go over C++, C#, IDA Pro. They go well from beginner to advanced levels of game hacking. I'm telling you, these are a great bunch of guys. They really know their stuff. I learn a lot there myself, and I'm continuing to learn there myself, so they're teaching me a lot too, and I really appreciate those guys a lot. So go over there, you will learn a lot. But for now, I'm going to leave it here, and like I say, I'll leave all the links for you down there in the description for the Stealth Edit plugin. You can just play around with it, see what it can do for you in some of these integrity check type games. It's just another way to get around integrity checks, so you can go ahead and cheat in certain games, okay? Alright, well, that's all I have time for, ladies and gentlemen. You all take care, keep on hacking. Most importantly, please enjoy yourself. That's really what it's all about. You cheat the game, fellas, because believe me, doesn't mind cheating you. You take care now. I'm out of here. Oh yeah, that looks like a chocolate.